joining me for another video. If you're joining me for the first time, hello! I have some Aliexpress things I've purchased over the last few months to try out, namely 316 outfits, a wig, and 2 recast dolls. So basically fakes. The doll I'm going to be trying on, she's actually an official doll. She's an angel little monster. Her name is Eden. So she's going to be trying on the clothes, but we're going to have a look at the fake recast dolls first, because some recasts on Aliexpress are pretty good. Let's bring them up. So they effectively both came in a rather beaten up little box like this. Her one I threw out because it was so squished. I don't know whether that's done at the postal service or if it's the boxes they'd chosen or whatever. They were not looking too good, but thank goodness the dolls inside were good. So I got this little fairy and this pussycat because I wanted my smart dolls to have a pussycat. I wasn't really interested in buying official for BJD pets, I'll be honest with that. I find the cost of BJD pets a bit excessive for what they are, considering you can get a doll for some of the costs of the pets, but this one we'll have a look at. It's really cute. So this little fella was listed as BJD SD Doll 1/8 Pet Cat, a birthday present, high quality articulated puppet toys gift dolly, which is basically them putting as many keywords into the title as they can to try and bring it up in a search. It was New Zealand $77. I'll have a and 50 cents. I'll have a conversion to US down here. If you're using pounds, basically just half what I say. Now, like most Aliexpress recast BJDs, the photos used on the auction are from the original animal, which I imagine would have cost me a lot more than $77. And because of that, the face up, basically, the painting is a lot nicer. It's got stripes in the oranges, the nose is a lot more defined, there's little pinks and dark bits. The eyes again are a lot more defined, and more so than that, the glass eyes that it comes with, this just looks to me like, yeah, this is just acrylic eyes, which is really cheap. I don't like acrylic eyes, they always look very cheap. Is nowhere near as nice as the glass eyes, obviously, in the original photo. However, for $77 with the face up, I'm not complaining too much. The markings are nice enough that if I feel I want to put the orange stripes through the fur, I can do that myself. That's easy peasy. And I'll just set it with some Mr. Super Clear. The mold itself that's been taken is very nice. Now, I don't have the original, so I can't compare it to the original mold. So I can't tell you if the mold is larger or smaller than the original. That's one thing with recast. The molds tend to change the size a little bit. Some new ones are pretty spot on with their sizing, but generally the mold either goes super duper big and looks silly, or the mold becomes smaller. I actually really like the size of this cap. It's very good. I've tried it with my smart dolls and it looks realistic for, let's say, a cat in its teenage years. Let's have a look at the articulation. So up here you can see this animal can move its head. It is cute. It is such a little cutie. I'm sorry about the lighting today. There's a storm in New Zealand after it was nice and sunny earlier on, so fantastic. I chose the worst time of day to do it. It has movement in the upper leg here, of course, where the knee joint is, and just before the paw. So you've got lots of movability in there. You can't pull it out sideways because, let's be honest, what sort of cat goes like that anyway? Unless they're doing that thing where they're on their backs and they're spread out like dogs on the bed. That looks absolutely ridiculous. It has movement in its midsection, which I would be a little careful with because of the painting right here, so it will scrape off over time. It has the same movement in its back legs, so you get to stretch it right back, or you can curl it right up. So nice movability in its legs. All of these are quite nicely actually sanded down. One thing with the recasts I've noticed from Aliexpress is inside, which again is a common thing, is some of the joints are really, really rough, but this one's actually very, very good. They've painted little paws on him. Isn't that cute? I love the little paws. And then, as with most, you know, ears and tails with BJDs, the tail is removable. So that's just something. The magnets are strong enough that if you shake it, it ain't going anywhere, but it'll still come off if it gets a hard knock. So you've just got to be careful. I almost lost this tail the first day when I opened it up, because I opened it up and I went and did something, and I don't know what, someone, whether my kids had pulled it off or one of the animals had knocked it, had fallen on the ground, and I went on a search for this little piece thinking, my God, I just got this. But for $77 New Zealand, this is a fantastic posable pet without spending too much expense, and that is with painting done, which again, the painting isn't as elaborate as the original photos, because the original photos are from obviously the artist's original work and would be a lot more detailed. However, not complaining too much, it's a really nice BJD. Okay, so then on to this one. This one cost me $51.59. I don't get the pricing, but hey, they were on sale. $51.59. It's a little flower fairy. Now this one I think shows a lot more when recasting goes wrong. The name on the sale was Wholesale BJD Doll Pet Dog Dragon Resin Collection Gift Doll. Now I have no idea what Pet Dog Dragon has to do with this little fairy, but that's the name of the auction. Now I got this one without painting, as she's going to be a bit of an experiment to me, and for a teeny tiny mold, she's okay. However, there are some telltale signs. Inside around the magnets, it's really rough. There's lots of dents and holes and scrapes. There's this white stuff that keeps sticking to the magnets. When I first opened up her head, I thought she had mold inside her, but I scraped it all off. It was this really white powdery stuff. So I'm guessing it's just where they've just kind of like did off on the machine and not done some quality checking. I don't know if it's going to bring it up on camera, but there are definite scrapes. Now it's inside, so if you're not too fussy about that sort of stuff, you're not going to worry. Again, around here, it's not really well done. Around the magnets is very, very thin. It looks like it's thin. On camera, it's actually looking like it's thick, but it's actually very, very thin, especially around here. One little nick to that, and that magnet's going to be falling out easily. But that doesn't worry me too much. That's hidden away inside. However, when you get down to these little tiny joints, you can see it's popping out there. I don't have an original one, but I'm pretty sure that the artist wouldn't have the joints. So instead of being down like this, like they should be, on this hand, the joints are going like this, down. On the other hand, the mold's gone a bit wrong, and it's this one's going down and the other one's popping out like this. So a tiny little yank or incorrect yank, or over time, I can see this wearing off and just snapping, to be quite honest. It's just not going to sit into that line there. So this is where it becomes, you know, one of those things where you get what you paid for, basically. If you're getting something that's copied off something else, you're never going to get the quality of the, you know, the artists who spend up to 3 months making the dolls and making sure they're perfect, etc. All in all, it's pretty cute. It is pretty cute. It is so incredibly delicate. It has all the great articulation. She is strung a little strong. The head pulls to the sides easily. It's very hard to get a nice pose. Okay, it's going to stay there. Before, when I was doing it, it kept on going off to the side. You know when you've got a high-strung BJD and it just keeps pulling on the head? She's got her arm, she's got her elbow, and of course she's got her wrists, so she can do all sorts of things. There she is, she's showing off how strong she is, flexing her muscles. There goes the head again. This one is strung a little tight, so I can't actually get that wrist to go down. So this stringing again is something. The cat's done a lot. The same company, I brought them from the same seller. I'll have the seller down in the comments below, in the description below. But she just strung a little tight, and the mold isn't as good as some of the other fake molds from AliExpress that I've seen. She has the double leg movement, so you can move it all over the place, and also it can rotate at the top there. The knee movements, so you can put her leg right back to here, and of course the ankle movement, which is a little pointless when you get the knee movement going, because her stringing's so tight, basically her foot will pull backwards on you, so you can't really do a ballerina pose if you do it too much. But all in all, it's pretty good. I was actually quite impressed with this one for the size of her. I thought, oh my goodness, she's going to snap. But apart from that terrible, terrible wrist, it's absolutely shocking. Just try and see if I can get that up there so you can see it that way. That just will not sit into the slot there, no matter. It's going to snap one day. It's going to snap. Apart from that terrible, terrible wrist, all the rest of her is actually okay. And for $50, she's going to be a fun custom, especially with these. Look at these wings on the back of her as a little fairy. But yeah, you can just see with posability with her, especially with painting, getting some tiny little eyes. I wonder what sort of eyes she takes. 10mm I think will be way too big for her. Maybe an 8mm eye. She'll have to have teeny tiny eyes. That's going to be so cute. She's just going to be something fun to play with. For $50, I saw it as a cheap thing to play with. So next, out of interest, I purchased this pink wig with bangs. Now this is listed as BJD doll hair, wigs, fashion bangs, long straight hair, red, black, for 1/3, 1/4, 1/6, 1/8, SD, DD, MSD. I don't know why it only says red, black when it has so many colors. There are a huge range of colors involved. Now, it was a lot tidier than this. I'm pulling at all the strings. That is not AliExpress's fault. That is my fault. I just dropped it on the ground when I was bringing it over. So I've had Tuesday wearing this as Eden stole her pink wig. One thing that I've noticed with 1/4 to 1/6 dolls, quite often their wigs can be shared, and there's not too much wiggling with the 1/6 dolls. If you've got, you know, a cap on or any sort of like that sticky tacky stuff that comes off easily, it's okay. So the thing is, it goes on really, really easy. I love that. And the wig, yes, it's a cheap wig. It was $12.90 New Zealand. So it is not going to have the sort of beautiful not showing. But that is me being actually extremely fussy, because I've seen, you know, $50 wigs where you cannot tell that it's on a wig plate or anything. The only really light parts is here and here that you can tell that it's a wig. But you have to be so fussy and looking so close to notice that. The rest of the wig, it's, you know, the cheap plasticky kind of feel here, but it's not too bad. It's really, really nice. I was actually very impressed with this. And in fact, I was so impressed that I've ordered more of them in different sizes. And the good thing is, if you order a large wig, and I mean for $12, my goodness gracious, can we please just appreciate this is $12. This $12, I couldn't make this buying the doll hair. The doll hair would be near that. And the time involved, you'd be looking at a lot more than $12 work involving it. It really is nice. So what I was saying is, if you buy it long, you can always chop it down. My advice is, if you're going to chop it down, get someone to chop it down who actually has some idea about you know, my sister's a hairdresser, so I'm quite lucky in that regard. But get someone to chop it who actually knows about hair, because I've seen so many terrible haircuts on dolls. I'm a, you know, with all my secondhand hauls where people just go like chomp, and then when it comes over, this bit's a bit longer than this bit, and oh, it's just awful. But yeah, I think this is a fabulous wig. Just look at it, and in that beautiful soft pink, Tuesday, who is an official doll family doll. She just looks so gorgeous in it. I love it. I love it with her outfit, which is very la-di-da and out there. I think these wigs are fabulous, and I highly recommend them. So for $12, I'm not going to say they're the best wigs I've ever had, because I've had the $50 wigs, and those things are amazing. You know, you can get them all styled, and they're just beyond, and they have real soft hair. This isn't what I'd call soft hair. This is quite, I wouldn't call it hard, it's not rough or anything, but it's quite heavy. It's, you can tell it's fake, you know. I'll put also in the description what it's made of, etc. But yeah, it's not soft hair, but cute. Even if you chopped it off where the bangs are and went for a bob. So if I move this backwards, you know, just for a short bob, it is a very, very cute wig. I'm going to go on about this wig forever. I really, really was impressed with the wig. Now, one thing with Aliexpress, which I'm definitely going to say, is though they're notorious and naughty for making recasts, they're a fabulous, fabulous way, because if you have an official doll to custom your doll, I've brought some eyes off there which are on their way to customize a couple of my dolls who I'm not happy with their eye chips, their eye is with. You can get glass eyes there, and if you look through them, you can pay up to $25. I think $25 was the most expensive glass eyes I saw there, but they had color gradients. They were fabulously done, just like you can buy on Etsy pretty much. So, you know, don't discount Aliexpress for doll customization for wigs and eyes or clothes. I've got a real thing that I say to people: if you're looking for cheap doll clothes, go to Aliexpress. Even if they come and they're poorly made, just get yourself a needle and thread and fix up the pieces you need to. I'm going to move these back, and I'm going to move the clothes forward. Alright, so I brought 3 outfits from the same seller. I will have the shop in the description below. The first one I brought is new 30cm BJD doll 1621 movable joint princess dress fashion dress accessories girl. Which makes no sense to me in that it's just BJD clothes, but it actually doesn't say BJD clothes. It sounds like it's selling a girl, a doll. It came with this little skirt, this pair of socks, this turtleneck sleeveless top, and this very warm looking over jacket, which is gorgeous. I love, love, love this. Altogether, this cost me $3.51. I cannot make it for that price. I probably could not buy all the different materials for that. I certainly can't put the time and $3.51 worth of time, but I certainly don't even think I could buy all the different little pieces of material and string, etc. for $3.51 to make it. So this is my doll. She is an official angel little monster. Her hair is popped off, so we're going to keep her popped off. Let's get her dressed in it. Okay, so looking at the socks first, just basic socks. There's nothing really wrong with them. Having a look at the stitching, very basic stitching, but it's a sock, and goodness, there's nothing wrong with it. So let's see how easy it is to put on. Pop, pop, pop it on. There we go. Easy peasy, right up to the knee there. She's looking very cute. Get on the next one. So easy to put on. It's really real big bonus in my books. There we go. So she's got a couple of sockies. Let's have a look at her top. So one thing with $3.51, you're not going to get amazing stitching, and I can see right here instantly, the Velcro is coming off. There's obviously been no backing to seal the stitches and go forward. This is where I say, for goodness sake, just get yourself a needle and thread and hand sew it. It'll take a minute of your time. That everybody can do a straight stitch. I don't care who you are, you can do a straight stitch. If you got a sewing machine, just go zip, 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 zip. This is obviously just for cheaply made, where they've just done one stitch without any backing going down the middle, which is why it's going to pull itself off. You can see it coming apart here. The rest of it, maybe some stitching under here. The stitching is very, very wonky. Again, we're looking at $3.51. Please take that into account. But I am showing for the sake of completedness. The stitching, someone with their sewing machine's going, there. Let's put it on her and see if it fits okay. Go over to here and put it over. And this is where it shows. This is why when you're sewing on Velcro, I, myself, being very fussy, always sew in a rectangle on Velcro. Otherwise this happens where the side that's not Velcro, if you don't sew on the correct side for it to where you want it to sit, it'll pull over. So it's sticking up now like she's got a dinosaur scales down her back, but that's all right. Once I sew that correctly, it'll sit flat like this, like it's meant to. That's no worries. Honestly, it's all cut and done. It just needs a needle and thread to it. So next we have the skirt. Let's see how this is. Again, it looks like it's going to pull off at any second. This one might actually have been backinged. Yeah, so it's got a little one backing thread stitch holding it in there, but I can see the same sort of thing where it just hasn't, you know, they've just gone once down. Hold it all in place. Fastest way to do it, easiest way to do it. Oh, okay. Put her little skirt up. I'm going to put it over her top. And then is this going to pull up like a, yeah, like a dinosaur scale? Yes, it is. So we're just going to hold that flat. Hold that flat. Ah, no, it's not going to let me. She's just going to have some dinosaur scales until I get to it with the sewing machine. All in all though, it's looking pretty cute. This is a thing I'm interested in. Now there is no overlocking. No overlocking whatsoever. You know, when I'm showing my smart doll videos and you can see the tiny overlocking, the teeny tiny stitches, and everything must be measured so exactly. You can see the time, but you are paying, you know, $60 to $100 New Zealand for one piece of clothing. You can understand it. When you're paying $3, I really don't expect to see overlocking. However, it looks pretty good. Like on these parts, might be the material also. It's a much nicer material. It's quite a thick material. This is here to, if your girl has long hair, you can let the hair down the back. I always think that looks so silly. Why would anyone do that? Or to give the allowance of puffy hair so you can fit it in. I don't like when people put the hair down the back. It looks, who honestly wears a jacket and then puts her hair out in the rain for everybody to see. It's so silly. But let's get her hair on because she needs to puff that jacket out. Sorry, my darling, I know you're not a fan of this wig. Neither am I. We're going to get you a new one. This is the thing I'm most interested in. Pull it over. Get it over her big puffy wig. Big puffy wig. Bring it in at the center. I might actually put like, you know, you've got the silver hook and the clasp on that side, and then I can hold it in here. This is so incredibly cute. For $3.51, you cannot complain. This is absolutely gorgeous. I'll bring it up, put it in the center, Lisa, so you're not taking off to Jupiter. There we are. So you can see the hair is actually puffed out to here. So it's holding this, so it's not like going into here. and fighting with the top of it. This is smart. This is so incredibly cute, and with the little things. So she's got a little pair of shoes I could put over it. She looks like she's ready to go out on a rainy day and be nice and snuggly. She's so cute. This is a really good buy. Absolutely, this outfit is a fantastic buy. All it's going to take is some needle and thread and a little bit of your time to fix it up. All right, so the next outfit I got was this wintry dress looking outfit. We'll have a look at the pieces as we put them on. We'll start off with the dress. The first thing that is incredibly noticeable is the buttons. If you're exceptionally fussy like me, the first thing you're going to notice is that the buttons are way off center. I don't know who thought those were the center and just glued them on, but obviously they must have had a bit of a crooked eye, because this quite clearly is the center and this is taking off to her right side. And these are not sewn in. They look like with the string hanging off them that they are, but they're actually glued in. So that is actually going to be annoying to remove those. I don't want to pull on the material. This is a knitted material, and obviously if I pull on it because of the way it is, it may pull strings. So this might require me squeezing and very carefully snipping the glue underneath. If it doesn't bother you at all, it doesn't bother you at all. I love this knitted cardigan look on the material. It's so cute. Again, the stitching is terrible. This neckline, especially with this material, this neckline is going to fray. So if you don't want it to fray, you know, there's sprays out there you can use, or if you want to do a bit of a budget job, just get a tiny little paintbrush and paint glue. Not a heap of glue, I'm saying paint a tiny bit of glue onto each of those threads downwards. Let it all dry before you get it on your doll, just so it doesn't fray, because it is absolutely going to fray. We have one sew right on this far side and one sew on this far side. So whoever's actually sewed this one, the seamstress actually knew not to sew down the middle, otherwise you're going to get the dinosaur pulls. She actually knew that if you sew to the side, it will hold it down. Again, I'm going to do an entire rectangle around it, but a better job on the Velcro attaching here. Again, these all need to have a bit of fray spray on them, or if you so want to be inclined, do an overstitch to hold them together so they don't fray too much. Otherwise you are going to get holes in this dress with repeated on and off use. If you're just going to put it on, it's not going to matter too much, but with play I can see these developing holes. Again, $3.51. Can't complain too much. You don't want to get holes, put in some extra work, girls, honestly. Then we have this grey skirt. Now when I first saw this grey skirt, I thought, oh god, is it going to be too gaudy? It looks really nice on the picture, but it might be terribly gaudy when I get it. But it's actually quite nice. I don't mind it at all. So it has this, it's a grey with a hint of green in it, lace over, with a white lace around the edge, which is sewn in. And then underneath it has a strong grey skirt with the same white lace. It's all sewn into one piece. It's very cute. My biggest gripe would be the buttons, because there was no excuse really for them to be off center. Whoever was gluing them on, I mean, honestly, is it really that hard to put something in the middle? I know it's a cheat. I know you might be making peanuts making it, my dear, but honestly, just glue it in the center. Okay, so let's put it on. Simple and easy like this. And this should fit nicely and not pull up. It fits nicely because the dressmaker knew what she was doing. Turning it around. Yep, the buttons are off to her right hand side, which looks absolutely silly. But the rest of it is so cute. It's really cute. Sometimes I love when they're a tiny bit oversized on a doll. I know people, you know, like tight-fitting clothes and all this sort of stuff, but sometimes there's something so homely and natural about an outfit which looks like it's made to fit. Now I'm going to try on the hat after I get her wig on, which is still in there. All right, let's put it on, squish it on her. I'm putting it on because I want to see if the hat fits on with a puffy wig, and good old Eden has a puffy wig. So we have this little bunny hat. I am obsessed with grey rabbits. I absolutely was a grey rabbit. Oh, the sun's coming out, by the way, so our lighting will be a bit better. I am absolutely obsessed with grey rabbits, so it was cute. This is why the main reason I brought this outfit. We've got this knitted pink, and then we have this striped grey, which is a different grey to the ones used on her skirt, but not so different that it makes it look like, ew, that doesn't match. But the pink knit is the same. Ah! I need to put her cap on. If you're wondering about wig caps, they're like these little gel caps you can put on, or sometimes when I'm feeling really just don't want to deal with it, I sometimes put blue tack onto their heads and put their wigs on. That holds them pretty fast and it's easy to get off afterwards. All right, let's pull the hat down. Sorry, Eden, I'm going to give your head a bit of a yank, darling. All right, so I've given that a yank over her wig, and here she is. Again, I think it's absolutely gorgeous. For $3.51, I cannot make this for sourcing the materials and the time. It's just going to take a couple of needle and thread fixes to make it so it's not going to get holes. I highly, highly recommend if you get this one that you either get the fray mix or do some needle and thread overlocking yourself. Otherwise, you are going to get holes with play. And if you're like me and the fact that the buttons are off here instead of here, imagine how much cuter this would be looking if they were just in the middle there. Like that. That is adorable. It is so adorable. There is nothing wrong with Aliexpress doll clothes. They might be cheaply made, but that's up to you to just, you know, get some crafting going on. How cute is that? I love it. So last of all, I picked this little number. Again, $3.51. It has a white t-shirt, which has a string. Oh, that t-shirt sleeve is already pulling apart, so this is where the seamstress hasn't been as good. Actually, the bunny probably has the best stitching of all three of them. Let's see, does this one know how to put Velcro on? Nope. This must have been done by the lady who did the same thing, where the stitching is really going down the center, so it's going to pull the thing, and she hasn't backed in some places, much like in that overcoat one. So this is one where you're going to have to make sure you put a little extra thing in, otherwise your outfit is going to pull apart like this. This t-shirt seam is coming up underneath. So it came with a white t-shirt, and then the main reason I brought it was it came with this little ducky dress. Oh my golly gee, when I saw this I was like, yeah, I want it. It is not perfect in any sort of way, but again, that's what you get for $3.51. It is not overlocked like the others. It has backing issues. She has put a back seam on that Velcro, but the Velcro seam is not where it should be on the edges. That actually will make it go hold down like the bunny outfit. It's gonna pull up because one of them's in the center. And then we have, yeah, this needs to be either free sprayed or overlocked with a needle and thread. So let's try this one on. That's a real shame that I've just got it, and anyone could have noticed that putting it in. At least the other one started to come apart as I put it on. That one's just, that one's not quality checked. I don't think they would probably have quality checking, to be quite honest. So we'll put it on, see how it goes. Right to the back here. Where this one, oh, make sure we get them lined up nicely. And yeah, here you can see the Velcro is like coming out. It should be sitting like this if it was stitched right, but it's not stitched right. It's just a seamstress who's gone, ew. Next please. So is also, yeah, the seamstress is terrible. It's probably the worst of the lot. Look at this. They've lost like some sort of tension in their stitching, and there's big loops in between the stitches here, like if the needle on the machine is run, or they have got the material too loose or something. So yeah, this t-shirt's actually very, very poorly stitched. Again, someone's going to be saying, but it's $3.51, just like I've been saying. Yeah, it's $3.51. I'm going to get me needle and thread and fix it, honestly. Let's put on the dress. Does it go up nicely? Oh, it's cute. It's so cute. That t-shirt's so awful. It's already pulling apart at the... The outfit itself is adorable, but honestly... They need to give the one who made the grey bunny dress a pay rise. And oh god, and the Velcro, here we go. This hasn't been folded over on this side, and there is a reason for that. So it's been given no end because whoever's cut it has cut it short. And then realized that, so when they're sewing on the Velcro, they've sewn it to be in line with this. However, it should have reached up to this little nook here and been sewn here, so this could reach. I'm actually going to have to yank this. No, we can't. So this one here, unfortunately, is a bit of a fail. This comes down to whoever sewed this dress. Even if the cutting was not completed by them, they should have realized that it should be up to this nook here. And there's something when they've obviously done the pleats and the sewing, they've done one of the pleats obviously too big, or well, shortened this part of the dress, so the dress doesn't reach right to the end of here. So all they've done is then said, oh well, we're just going to put the Velcro down here. They should have put the Velcro from this edge downwards, and then it would have fit right, but no. We've got a bit of an issue at the back there. Again, I can fix it. It's just annoying. The other ones are like quick fixes. That's going to be a bit of a tiny fix. A bit of a, not a tiny fix, but a more fiddly fix. And then I'm going to have to somehow put material up to that edge. And then do it, or just do what I said with the Velcro, which is make it overlap like a material. If you get what I mean. Those who make doll clothes and stuff will know what I mean. Here as well, it's showing, it's not, yeah, this dress, I can't say I'm happy with it compared to the others. $3.51, I'm happy with it. Compared to the other ones, the other two that I got for $3.51, no, I'm not happy with it because it's just been sewn terribly. However, what I can say is it's incredibly adorable. I'm getting such little girl 1960s vibes off this dress. You know, they had those little dresses that had all the prints on, and they had the little t-shirts underneath with some of them with the ruffle arms, etc. How cute is it? If you could ignore the back, how cute is this? This would be adorable with some white socks and yellow booties. That is so incredibly cute. I mean, really, I can't complain too much. I certainly cannot make it for $3.51 worth of my time. So that completes my Aliexpress BJD purchases that I've been saving up to show you guys. I do have some eyes on the way and wigs on the way. Those will probably just go straight to Instagram unless I decide to do another one of these. If you love Aliexpress BJD hauls, please give this video a thumbs up. If you love dolls in general, please subscribe. We love to open toys here and we love to share. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Bye bye.